Welcome back to True to Horsemanship. Chris is beside me, as y'all know her with Gavilan now.
Yes.
Who, aka Sultan. Basically, I want to remind people today on May the 21st, 22nd, I'm being Gilroy. Lord help forbid it rains. It's in California this time of year, then it shouldn't be raining. Also, working on a TV show, which will, after we film 12 episodes, we are going to market it to the bigger stations. And what it is be motivation and problem solving more with people, but using horses. I see so many problems that show up while I'm working with somebody their horse. You know, if you got somebody who's lacking intimacy or love or whatever in the marriage or in a relationship, the horse will show it, because what they do, they try to gravitate to that horse and get it from that horse. Well, it doesn't work. You know, a horse is not going to love you like a human. Or you get somebody's got a bad temper. I can tell it by their horse, and they can try to deny it. I was training a mule years ago in Tennessee. The guy said he never mistreated that mule, but I could catch that mule and do anything with that mule. As soon as that guy came around, that mule was different. And that told me that guy did something. And sure enough, we were talking one day, and said the mule wouldn't get out of his way, and took a metal pitchfork to the mule's butt. And you don't to a mule, because they don't forget. Or you take somebody who's really super cocky and arrogant and artistic. I can see it with a horse. Number one, everything's a horse's fault. It's not their fault. You try to point out a problem to it, they will not listen to you. That's still the horse's fault. This horse should bow and obey and be obedient, because they are beneath them. And I guarantee it, if it's a woman, he's going to think her husband's that way. If it's a man, he's going to think his wife's that way. Their job in their life is to submit to them. And no matter what they do, it's okay, because they are beneath. And in marriages, I see more men like that, it seems, than women. I hate to be a generalized, but Chris, you're the artist therapist. Do you think that sort of men are more artistic on some things?
More narcissistic?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Like I said, I got backup right here now, so if I go off, I want to make sure. Chris, see, just like CNN, we got our professional here to go to where I need it. So anyway, that's what that TV show is about, and my job will be in there, having them work with horses, and to build them up and point out them things. Now, the nice thing about this show, the producer of it, Travis Fox, he is a psychiatrist. So I'm sure he can get pretty good people to do the show, because everybody wants to be on television anymore. And another lady where he brought up last time he was in town, he wants to pull in on it, is somebody who reads body language and facial expressions to tell you things. So we got it sort of covered. If somebody tries to talk around it and tell me otherwise, people on the show, beware, because it's going to come out. And that's my job, to pull it out, and one of us is going to pull it out, and then we're going to teach you how to address it. Because, you know, that's what I try my best to do it here when people are listening to me. Take charge and be a little bit and stand up tall. Now, Chris is a very strong person, but like handling Gavilan this morning, she was just a simple thing. She got off of him, and she was leaning in, and to me, it looked like she was about ready to run like hell. And Gavilan was all right, and Gavilan picked it up, and then he started getting more nervous as soon as she did that. Because you got to remember, horses' communication, 90% of it's all visual. So it's her body language that did it. Now, is there something wrong? Well, Chris sort of got banged up pretty bad, so even when she don't realize it's doing it, she's doing it. So what we got to work on with her is get her to stand up and get up in there, and subconsciously she's going to be working on a problem she didn't realize it was still bugging her.
No, I think I realized it was still bugging me. That's why I said, Dave, I need help with my horse.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Because my horse was responding to me in some anxiety that I had, and
Yeah.
and before poop hits the fan again,
Yeah.
I would actually prefer that not happen.
I would
So let's
prefer
get
not
it
to
before.
too. Yeah.
Let's
Nip
get
it in the
before-
bud.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what we're going to do. Now, Chris's problem, we know where hers is coming from. She had a bad accident with a horse. But I've seen people that never had an accident with the horses, and their little quirks will show up. You know, you take somebody who's not in a good relationship, they're going to seem like they really baby that horse. And I've heard it. David, why my horse don't love me? And I'm thinking, why are you worried about your horse not loving you? I mean, have a good time with that horse. Treat that horse as a horse and respect it. So that key word right there will tell me that that person's missing love somewhere else in their life, because they're going to this animal to get it. And we take this thing. Okay, this is our third take, so I got to try to remember what I said and what I didn't say. It's getting jumbled up in my head. And you know, and so that's the way the program's going. It's going to be about that, self-motivation, spotting people's problems, and then with Travis and the rest of them, hopefully we'll give them the tools to direct them. And I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope it comes together. Because, you know, I see more and more stuff. I don't know if it's because I'm dealing with more people or what, but I think a lot of it's because of where society's at. It seems like nobody's got control of their life anymore. And they get so wrapped up in the big picture. So, you know, what you do, address one problem at a time, one step at a time. Did I mention the hill in the first one or the second? This one?
The one before this one.
Okay. They're like, you got big, some people call it mountain behind here, and let's say you try to run up that mountain. If you try to run up that mountain, chances are you might not make it. And if it does, it might take you a good while. But if you try to walk up that mountain, 1 foot at a time, you'll get there. Sure, it might not be overnight, but you'll get there. And that's what I hope we can stress out in that show. Take one problem at a time. Don't worry about what everybody else says. But the most important thing, and that's what I see now too, everybody's so worried about what everybody says. They're too worried about what's normal. Number one, Chris's relationship with people, what's normal for her, might not be normal for me. Doesn't mean Chris is wrong. It just means it's not my norm. Am I pretty well on that one?
Yeah, pretty much.
And Miss Professional. And on my norm, oh my God, I hope it's not Chris's norm. You know, it's different.
Yeah, I know.
But you know, and you gotta realize too, when you do get on a journey, you're gonna have people out there who's gonna try to sabotage it, especially if you're trying to better yourself in any way, financially, mental, or whatever. Your local people around you, your so-called friends, and even your spouses, going to sabotage it because they get jealous, basically. So what you do, you listen, and I mean you hear. You really hear what they're saying, and instead of letting them talk into something or out of something or whatever, stop. And if you don't agree with them when they first start talking, step back. Don't let them talk you into something. Step back and think, okay, what direction is their life going? And 9 times out of 10, that person's life sucks and it's not going the direction that they're trying to tell you to. But they get jealous, so they don't want you to make it. And I don't care how good friends or how much your spouse loves you, sometimes they don't want you to do it, because if they do, they might think, well, that you're going to leave me or you're going to not be my friend anymore. But at the end of the day, that doesn't, you know, that shouldn't. Because if you love somebody and really friends, you're going to stand by them no matter what and support them. So, you know, I'm looking forward to that. So that's enough for my long-winded stuff today. If you're in Gilroy, May the 21st, 22nd, please come by, audit or whatever. I'll be up there. I'm looking forward to it. And I'll keep everybody updated on the show as soon as Travis gets back in town. Really sit down and me and him will do some brainstorming, because it shouldn't be too hard. I mean, biggest thing is getting the people and the camera crew's already taken care of, because you know, if Travis is in town, we get the camera crews there. So it won't be, poor Chris ain't gonna be running the camera. What do you think about that?
And sit and watch.
Yeah. Anyhow, so that's what's coming up. I got more horsey stuff I want to film. I know I was talking about that yesterday, Chris, but today it's just, where did they go to? Anyway, just went. So, as I always say, be true to horse, and they'll be true to you. First and foremost, be true to yourself. To my kids, a special person out there, no matter what, honey, or stay late, Kenny. God bless and take care.
There you go.
Yeah. Yep.
So where are you going to find these 12 people?